Okay, so what you're telling me is we're still dealing with the same company?
Yes,
that
we are.
notified us at the last minute that they were no longer support their own software.
But the alternative would be change the whole company and the whole hardware to match that. So really, the decision when we did building project 11 years ago was to choose the vendor because they advertised their system. Now, up until this point, we had a very good relationship, but that was a disappointment.
Anyone else?
I just want to make more of an observation that even your option 2 really only covers hardware. It doesn't really cover the software. So if you have a software bug,
That is correct.
the one on the shelf has the same bug as the one in production.
That is correct.
But we were at least trying to cover if
Yeah,
something.
no. I just want to make
Something
sure
breaks
everyone
down.
recognize that there's still a risk there even with that.
Realize the sensitivities of this coming after the budgetary process.
Okay.
So let me be clear, so this expenditure would be included in next year's budget if we didn't approve it tonight, because it's a necessary.
That's correct.
Just wanna make
That's-
sure.
And that's
Yes.
why we put the 10,000 in to hopefully get us through next year so it could become part of the budgetary process. But points well taken.
But then we would pay $10,000 to get us through this year, and then another $65,000 or maybe more if the price goes up next year.
That's correct.
Yes.
Any other questions, comments? Motion? Which option do you want?
Which option?
Just stand by based on option, Jack.
Yeah, based on option 1.
Want to make a motion for option 1?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second for option 1. Is there any other discussion?
Does this involve Gilford voting on this?
It's affecting the high school too, so I would say yes, please join us.
Have we voiced our displeasure with the company?
Yes.
Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor of approval of option 1 for a price tag of $65,000, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion. Okay, we're going to come to our second public comment, and again, we still have a large number of people here, so a show of hands as to how many people, Guilford residents that are planning on speaking, please. So we only have 2 individuals that are planning on speaking. Okay, I'll open up the floor, and I am going to, again, just state for anyone that's new that has walked in since we opened up the initial public comment, we ask that you state your name and address. This agenda item is given to an opportunity for Guilford residents to have a voice and for the Guilford School District to hear what you have to say. It's not intended as a question and answer period. Questions about our practices or specific programs, we ask that you direct directly to the administrator during business school hours.
I also have I have a hard time with what was said about the server. Being the former vice chair of the budget committee here in Guilford, there was a lot of acrimony built up when excess funds from the school district were spent outside of the budget process, especially for things that had already been approved for the next year. And just saying, well, we had to do it now versus later, just didn't make it. I understand you have the excess funds, but $65,000 for a new server and software is a bit much, and I think you're doing a disservice to the taxpayers of us here in Guilford by not going through that process. Now, sometimes I don't always get things right, so I'm going to ask a point of clarification versus a question. But you heard about this on January 1, correct? About the change with the vendor? That still would have been in time to be brought up during the deliberative session, and the budget could have been amended at that time. And instead, you've now waited until now to just pop that into the equation. And I think that's a wrong thing to do it, and I'm basically trying to voice my disgust at trying to unravel the legislative process here in Guilford.
Grok TV.